Now, what can you expect when this curse is broken? We have had a couple of people who have walked through this long enough ago that we can see exactly what to expect. Obviously, when this curse is broken, the judicial system becomes fair. Obviously, they're no longer pursued by every sort of devouring. But what surprised us was the opposite spirit. I could not have figured this out. We talked so many times in plumb line about the number line, minus 100, 0, plus 100. And the minus 50, minus 100, that is where you cannot get justice. And to be able to get perfect justice is only 0. And we have found several people that have moved to a position where they no longer have the lawsuits, where the deposit is turned back on time, where the bank treats you fair, where everything is normal, where the IRS stops auditing you, where you don't get the small claims things all the time. That is 0. But we were totally unprepared for what plus 100 looks like. And that is, in a single word, favor. Instead of having money taken away from them, people are being given uncommon favor. They are not having to work with the system. The system comes looking for them and hands them favor on a silver platter. And as one wise man has said, an hour of favor is worth a year of labor. An hour of favor moved Joseph from the prison into the palace. It would have taken him way more than a year of labor to climb that political ladder. And so we can expect to find, as this curse of not being able to get justice is broken off of you, you will find that there is a tremendous spontaneous flow of favor as people seek you out, offer you things that you cannot imagine, give you things that you had not even asked for. These 2 tape sets on the redemptive gifts are the result of God's favor. It was shortly after I had dealt with this in my own life, although I did not have a label for it at the time, that someone from CityNet came looking for me and said, we will give you everything necessary for you to record this tape set if you will just come. That was favor. Beforehand, I couldn't even hire somebody to do those kinds of things. It was a dramatic turnaround. God's provision is not just justice. His provision is favor to restore the years that the locusts have eaten. Now, I want you to track the flow of these 7 curses as we deal individually but also territorially, because there is a logical sequence of what happens in these, moving from the very beginning point of the Aramean curse. When, as a community, we have broken the Aramean curse off of Washington City and Washington County, there will be basic security from intrusion. The wholesale justice system doesn't work at this time. We are continually pushing back intrusions. One example here was of a nuclear waste dump. Nuclear waste dump above ground. And the citizens had appealed to everybody worth appealing to in Washington, D.C. There had been political leverage, there had been private party leverage, there had been everything imaginable, and they were not able to get any progress, any just ruling from the Nuclear Regulatory Commission commanding the removal of that waste. When there was breakthrough in the heavenlies, when there was some movement on this issue, before the government ruled, the company, the private company that owned it, voluntarily, abruptly, suddenly, with no frame of reference, said, hey, we've decided to move it. And I'm not sure the exact bill. I heard the figure $30 million to move it. They moved it in a very short period of time. And then the people from the Nuclear Regulatory Commission came out with their white suits and their Geiger counters to see how much of the county was going to have to be excavated because of defilement on the land. And when the final report came in, they found exactly 0 contamination anywhere in this area because the sovereign God had healed the land in addition to removing. That is called favor from heaven. That kind of unjust intrusion is the norm. We are dealing with two issues right now in the county where outside agencies are wanting to intrude in the county and do things that are destructive for the county. And so the baseline, the first step, is to deal with the Aramean curse so that, first of all, there is justice in that we will not have to be expending so much human effort of intercessors to push back these unjust intrusions. And secondly, there will be the favor of God. Instead of having every corrupt company invading this county, we can expect to see life-giving ministries and companies coming here and investing into the infrastructure. That is what we can expect as the result of breaking the curse, the Aramean curse, from off of this county.